everybody ready to begin?
He's good. This is really bad.
Yes.
Okay. Before we begin, I have a special guest bailiff. Mr. Bruce is not available today, so I'll introduce the fella to you.
This is gonna be
You ready,
difficult,
please?
man.
Well.
Who the fuck is that?
All rise for the Honorable Judge Moto.
Oh my god, is that Dan?
Thank you, Mr. Dan.
Oh my god.
Okay, please
Maybe
be seated.
seated.
Okay, Mr. Dan, I'd like the prosecution to come forward and make their case, sir.
Would you like me to go first?
I'm versing
You
two
may
people?
Get up and come forward slowly.
Fuck.
The stand approach.
And it's Dan?
Should only one of us approach?
He hates me.
I'll take the
Like he hates
I'll take the
Trig.
first go.
He hates Trig.
I seem to
Can you
have.
please inform... I need you to just make a brief outline of your case to the court, please.
Dear court, we are here to show that the accused, Mr. Dan, is not even within his rights to have a trial, that he was already given a trial by his people, and that he was extradited to the Kingdom of Butt Touches, where he was to await sentencing. So I feel that this trial is a moot, a waste of people's time, resources, and the court's time and resources, and that will be the basis of our prosecution.
Okay, sir, take a seat again.
you,
Mr.
Judge.
Twig, can you
Slight
respond,
problem.
please?
I can't get
What's
up.
that, Mr. Dan?
Someone
You-
glued my chair. Can you? Unglued my chair. Slight problem.
You just stay right there for a moment, Mr. Dan.
Okay. All right. No one move.
Shoot him.
Don't make me get up. Go on.
Mr. Twig, your rebuttal, please, sir.
Approach slowly.
What? What did you say?
Who called that?
No,
Someone
no
whoever-
birds. No birds
No
in the
birds
courtroom,
inside the
please.
building.
Oh my god.
Well, then
Mr.
how
Twig,
am I here?
take care of that, please.
Oh, hi, Happy.
All right, I'm gonna knock it out.
Hello, Bombati.
I can't even say my piece.
Hold on, sir. Sorry. He gets a little pissy sometimes. Down bed.
Contempt of court is what you
I
got.
stand
Little
up.
decorum in the
Fucking,
courtroom, please.
fucking Dan.
It's a little feisty.
Bill, get back down here. Order.
Your Honor,
Alright, you may proceed.
I feel that the prosecution is making a
Go
mockery
ahead, Mr. Twig.
of this court by calling his burden and interrupting my opening statement.
Don't
Pardon?
worry, you'll get your chance, sir.
Yes, but I feel
go
that
ahead,
he's...
Make
I
sure,
No, I feel that he's making a mockery.
Why is
Of
this
my
man
client.
staring at this woman with a spyglass?
No talking. No talking. Go on. Sorry about that.
All right. Your Honor, I'm here today to defend my client, Mr. Ted Dungus, as he's being accused of killing some dodos that are apparently royal dodos. However, he was merely fending for his life. He was trapped inside a dungeon, and I'm here to defend him today against a brutal, brutal kingdom that likes to cut buttocks off of people.
okay, sir. And just for the record, your client, I presume, is pleading not guilty.
Yes, of course he is.
Okay, please take a seat. Okay, representing the prosecution, please step forward.
Slowly.
Yes.
Okay,
Hello.
we're going to need to hear the full details of everything that happened from you, please, sir. From your
Well-
point of view, sir.
I gotta pay attention.
Well, Ted was visiting the Butt-Touches kingdom, as he often does. He was being given a tour of of the dungeons. And he had walked inside, and the door was closed behind him as a bit of a joke. He was going to be released post-haste. But he, in order to prove that he wanted to get out very badly, he decided to kill some dodos, murdered them in cold blood. He was thereafter released, but the fact of the matter was that he murdered the dodos that belonged to the princess, caused great emotional distress to her, besides the murder of the dodos themselves. After which, we approached the swamp people, and they agreed to extradite Ted and allow him to be persecuted. By us, he was sentenced to death by dodos. And, to be honest, the only ruling powers involved are the Buttouch's kingdom and the swamp people. There is no authority over those independent factions that they acknowledge. Therefore, we are attending the trial as a courtesy. But it holds no real power.
Well, I actually spoke with your king yesterday, sir, and made it perfectly clear that if he wanted us to hold this case, that he would have to agree with Mr. Twig there to attend. And as you're here, I can only assume that that's what happened.
Yes,
So-
yes. As I said, we are attending as a courtesy.
They really don't want to be at this court case.
Okay, sir, please take a seat. Mr. Twig, is there anybody you would like to call forth at this time?
Well, for starters, I'd like to cross-examine what he just said. Is that all right with you?
Yes, that's absolutely fine, sir. Please go ahead.
Don't approach the rail, sir. Back up.
You talk.
Mr.
Take
Dan,
a
please
seat.
remove Mr.
Take
Turtle.
a seat.
Oh, God
Take
damn
a
it!
seat. Yeah.
Is he attacking Mr. Turtle?
Please remove Mr. Turtle from the courtroom.
Turtle
fair
has
warning.
been.
Okay,
All right.
proceed, Mr. Twig.
Now, you there, sir in the pointy hat. Could you state your name?
Yes, I am Tim Tookis, Grand Court Wizard of the Buttouch's Kingdom.
All right. Do you mind if I call you Tim?
Yes, that is fine.
Right, Tim. Could you please just go over why Mr. Dungus was attending the castle?
He was a great friend of the Buttouch's Kingdom, and often he came over to chat and make merry with the castle inhabitants. He was getting a tour of the dungeons at the time.
Ah, so a great friend. What constitutes somebody being a great friend?
Being on good social terms, I
See,
suppose.
is that Trig? Doesn't know what friends are.
I see. Oh,
Hey,
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was speaking to you there,
quiet.
Julius.
Hey, back. Hey, back to the railing.
Objection.
Quiet.
Call me
Hey,
that
no
one more
weapon in the
time.
Control
courtroom.
the court, please,
Put that
Mr.
down.
Dan.
No weapons in the courtroom. Put that down.
Sir, place
Hey,
your crossbow
listen.
down. You are not
Jesus.
Alfred. I
Everyone
will
take a
call him
seat.
if I need
Order in
to.
the court. Listen, sit your ass down.
So
Everybody
annoying.
sit down.
Loud.
Alright. Back to order.
All right. May I continue?
Mr. Trick.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. All right, now, Tim. So we've established that you consider him a friend. Is that true?
Yes, before the murdering the dodos.
All right. Now, how many people were in attendance there that day that are part of the kingdom?
That were in attendance to the actual event, or that they're in the kingdom that day.
Pardon me, how many people in the kingdom were around when Mr. Dungus was there?
That witnessed the event in question of the murdering of the dodos. I believe it was Mr. Ted and the king was giving him a tour. I do not believe anyone else was present, though they may have been out and about in the world.
So, may I ask why I'm hearing about these facts secondhand from you?
Well, because I have been informed by my client of the events in question.
Can I pick it up?
y-
Quiet!
Should you wish to hear the words from the man's mouth himself, you could call him as witness, I suppose.
Well, yes, you see, by you standing up, I was led to believe that you were there, that you were a witness to this.
Fine, so you're not listening to the judge. It's a waste of the court's time.
If you're going to speak, you
We'll
should
have time to
probably
cross-examine whatever witnesses
you
wishes.
should probably address the judge as Your Honor
But
and
Mr.
ask him
Trig,
to do something.
Speak, please.
All I'm saying is I just wasted my own time and your time because this man stood up and spoke for the king when we're in a court of law and the king should have spoke for himself.
In answer to your question, the judge asked the prosecution to state what happened. I was stating what happened as his representation,
Very well.
as the judge asked me to.
Very well. I would like to speak to the king then.
Correct, mate. Maybe you should call the king forward, Mr. Trig.
Yes, I'd like to call him forward.
Mr. Dan, please get the king to
Approach.
stand forward, sir.
That makes no sense. I don't understand why the
King,
prosecution
please
be
approach
called.
the bench. Please raise your right hand.
I need another beer too.
I can only raise both hands, unfortunately.
You
That
can,
would be
you can only
sufficient,
raise your
sir.
right. Your left? Is it your left or your right? See, do that. Do you?
How many dodos? That's just wait.
Keeping butt touch.
Just wait.
Promise to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So up you got.
Yes.
Proceed.
Please take a seat to the right there, Mr. King.
Right here.
Am I right or you're
next
right?
to Mr. Dan.
Right here. Right here.
Proceed, Mr. Trig, please, sir.
Right. Excuse me there. In the purple armor, would you state your name for everyone?
I'm King Julius Butt Touches, the 17th ruler of Kingdom Butt Touches.
Alright. Is it alright if I call you Julius?
No,
Okay, what would you prefer me to call you for the purposes of this court hearing?
King, or my highness.
Alright, I will call you King of the Butt Touches Kingdom. How about that one?
Hey! What is all this crawling? Sit down!
Oh
Find
my
a seat,
God.
people.
They can leave, can't they? You just gonna.
Don't come back!
God, I'm gonna kill
Don't come
him.
back!
Oh my god.
Hey! Don't make me come up there!
My goodness. Smell a little overzealous.
Quit
Cletus,
saying.
All right.
It's my job.
Oh,
Continue, Mr.
Hold on a moment.
It's my job, damn it!
Don't hit me.
I'd be glad for it.
I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to hear myself speak with them just outside the doors. I apologize.
That's a mock sitting in there.
I keep losing every time. Every time I go to talk.
Of
All
course
right.
I do, dear.
Sorry about that, King of the Butt Touches Kingdom. Where were we?
Oh my, but he's gorgeous. He
At the
did.
beginning.
Yes, all right. We've established what I can call you. Would you mind going over the events that took place that day?
Take it off of it.
Every
Of course.
fucking time I go to talk.
It was Ted decided to come over as his
On his back.
regular visits because he
And
seemed to
if
like
he
our
serves
castle.
you
We welcome him in and just
well. I hope to
getting
get
together
I'm
for a
gonna
royal
probably be
dungeon.
back
Damn it!
soon.
We're giving him a God damn that man!
Hey! Get on, get out, go!
Your Honor, I think you've appointed
Can
an
we just
inadequate
kill that
person
loud one?
to be
Yeah,
a...
I'm beginning to realize that right now, sir.
I'm trying to take control. There's too much talking going on.
Why don't you take a seat? And
Proceed.
why don't you take a seat and let the king talk?
Mr. Dan, why don't you
Proceed.
control quietly, sir?
Well, that means I just beat people. Do you want me to just beat? I can beat people.
How about
Can
you
we
whisper,
take a
sir?
5 minute to get rid of that man?
Back to work.
Christ.
All right, I believe I asked
Steve,
you.
would you like to change places with Ted?
Pardon me?
Let's go.
Pardon me, Your Honor?
Just go. Just go.
All right.
Okay, I think he's silent now.
All
Continue.
right, back to my story.
Just hurry
Jesus.
this along now, please, sir.
I was given Ted two of the newly built dungeons, and as a prank, I opened one of the dungeon doors, and I said, "Get in, haha." And he walked in, and then as also with the prank, I walked away, and then he shot the dodos.
All right. How long was he in that dungeon?
A minute, maybe two.
All right. And how often do you play jokes like this on Mr. Dungus?
Oh, I don't know. Stuff's too late in the humors. I'm a busy man ruling a kingdom. Excuse me for having a little bit of fun.
Well, how about your best approximation? How many times have you played jokes like that on Mr. Dungus? I don't know what's happening. Pardon me?
I said three.
Three,
On
yeah.
approximation, I laid 3 jokes on Mr. Dungus.
Ah, very good, okay. Would you consider Mr. Dungus a friend of yours?
Oh, yes.
And how do you normally treat friends?
What do you mean? I treat them like friends. I'm sorry, Trig.
Objection, Your
I'm
Honor,
afraid
relevance.
that, you know...
Yeah, please make your point, Mr. Trig.
Well, my point was, I don't normally lock my friends in a dungeon as a joke, and then freak out when they end up killing some pitiful
wasn't
dodos.
aware you had friends.
Anyways,
Easy.
yes, easy
If
now.
I may,
Who was that?
it's me. If I may have a word.
With who?
It is not your
Well,
time
with
to
everyone, I
speak, ma'am.
suppose.
You'll get your word. It's not your
Why
time.
don't they
to
let me
speak.
just fucking get to my point?
Proceed. Trig, you have the
Mr.
floor.
Trig, do you have any more questions for the king here, sir?
Well, I have a lot, but you keep prodding. All right, let me just jump to it then. All right,
Please do, sir.
Mr. King of the Butt Touches. How many people were present during the time when he was locked in the dungeon?
As stated before, it was probably just me and Ted.
What do you
I
mean?
believe Tim was busy building his tower.
Well, what do you mean probably? Are you certain it was just you and Ted, or were there others?
Everyone
Do
else
you have
was
a-
asleep.
Do you have a point, Mr. Twig?
Yes, I do. How many dodos were in that dungeon?
Please hurry it up, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. No dodos counted as people.
How many dodos were in the dungeon, King?
3.
Oh,
Are you certain on that?
Pardon me, 4.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know I was questioning you, Princess. So, is it 3 or 4?
Ma'am, another outburst. I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Please calm down. Thank you. These two have the floor. These two are the ones speaking. Proceed.
So the king says 3, but the princess says 4. Which one is it, King?
Well, they're the princess dodos, not mine.
Yes, but you were there.
I'm sorry I keep track of all the small critters on the kingdom.
Well, you can't even remember what
Am I supposed to
happened.
make sure I know how many blades of grass on the kingdom as well.
But you can't even remember what happened that day. How many dodos were there?
I don't see what the point is.
Relevance, Your Honor.
The point is, the king doesn't even remember what happened, yet he wants to kill Mr. Dungus. I think that's quite evident.
No, the princess wants to kill Dungus. The charges are against the princess, not me.
Oh no, this is against the
Charges
kingdom.
against Mr.
You are the
Ted, sir.
leader of the kingdom.
Yes.
Yes, therefore, I'm dealing with you about this, for this execution. Does the princess wear the crown of the king and dictate what happens in the kingdom, or do you?
What is your point?
I think my point was quite obvious there. You run the kingdom, yet you don't know what happened.
Anything to do with the court?
You run the kingdom, yet you don't know what happened in the dungeon that day, because you can't remember.
I remember Ted shooting dodos, which is what he's being charged for in our kingdom.
Okay. What did Ted shoot the dodos with?
I do believe I heard a shotgun.
Okay,
Or
what...
I was just outside of the room and I didn't actually see them.
Okay, if it was a shotgun, what kind of shotgun was it?
A shotgun, the kind you shoot things with.
Yes, I believe there's 2 different kinds we can attain on this island. Which kind of a shotgun was it?
I do believe I said shotgun, not fabricated shotgun.
Okay, there we go. Very good. Now we've established this. Thank you, King. You may take a seat.
Your Honor, I think we should maybe break for a recess really quick.
Yeah, I think that
Since
would be a good idea.
Since it is
We'll
raining,
take
everyone
a
can go
short
out.
recess for drink and waters. Meet back here in 5 minutes, please.
Yes.
Boring.
Please, everyone.
God, this is just boring, man. Holy shit.
Just wait. You get to stand up there. It's going to be good. Come over here.
So do I have to go? When do I have to talk or no?
Yes. I'm just going to let you speak. And that's going to be it. Maybe a couple questions, and then they get a chance to question you.
I really don't like that lawyer dude that they have. He was saying some mean shit to me when I first got here, so I want to take him down.
What did he say to you?
Law style. No, I told him, I was like, because the princess was near me, I was like, I don't want to hear you talk, princess. Get away from me. Kind of like, I was just joking around like how I normally do with her. And then that guy came up and was like, are you insulting the princess? Are you insulting the princess? And I was like, no, I'm not. I was just telling her that I don't want to be, that I don't want to be near her. And then I was just like, I had pulled out my shotty in his face because he was being rude, so. So I'm going to be happy to win over this dude.
Alright. Just keep your cool on the stand. Don't let his questions lead you astray.
I know.
Do you see how I led the king astray? How he screwed up and doesn't even know what happened, and he's the only witness. We've got them right where we want them. You just need to hold up your end. And Faye's end will be perfect to paint him as a menace.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I'm cool, man. I'm good. I'm ready.
Good. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
Just tracking everything.
How we
Trying not to see what Mr. Turtle's doing over there, because I don't think I want to know.
What is he doing?
I have no idea. I don't want to know.
Alright.
How do you think it's going, Trig?
Well, I think it's going fine if the judge will let me get to my point. Do you see how I caught up the king there? He doesn't even know what happened. It's working quite well. They're not taking it seriously.
He was presented as a witness, and apparently he wasn't even in the room. I noticed that.
Yes, he did say that himself. They're not quite prepared.
All very interesting.
They like to object in my questioning, though, and it was perfectly fine.
I think maybe the judge is a little impatient. You got to take that into account sometimes.
Yes, he might be, but I have nothing but time, you see. Sometimes I like to watch the grass grow. I am pretty evil, Alucard. I'll be back in a little bit here. I need to meditate.
Maybe you'll be watching for a very long time, Mr. Purvis.
Oh, yes, of course. Let me meditate for a moment. I'm gonna grab a beer, guys. BRB.
Alright, I'll be inside. Ted.
Mitch needs to go get his mind beer.
Who's Mitch? I got my mind vodka right here.
Yeah, got some brewskis. I'm chilling.
people, find your seats. Recess over. Find your seats.
Mr.
Seats.
Dan.
Recess over.
Mr. Dan.
We're still on
Would
for
you
that
like a donut?
drink, miss.
Yes.
Of course we're still on for that drink.
Okay.
Only
Yes.
if you can
She's
find
hitting
a
on
way
him
out
again?
from here, of course.
She's hitting on the judge again. Hey, Cluna. Cheers, my friends.
Donuts on everyone.
Wonderful.
Yes,
I think it's all
donuts
good.
are on everything. Free donuts.
Your Honor, is everything all right?
To the sun god.
Very much.
Oh, everything's just fine, sir, yes.
Very good. I
Let's
just
go.
thought I would
Everybody
check.
Inside, find your seats.
What do you think's winning, please?
Leave your weapons outside. Find your seats.
I only met
Let's go. Back to work.
Uh-huh.
Find your seats.
Get along just fine. Very nice, Alucard.
the bed you continue to
There we go.
Alright, hopefully we don't.
Oh dear.
Maybe I'm just taking the court too seriously, but I love this shit.
Do they all have to rise again?
No.
Indeed.
I think we
Okay,
can
I didn't-
dispense with that,
I
Mr.
think
Dan.
so. Yeah, I don't think they are.
The judge is already here.
It's only when
That's
they
sitting.
first enter.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm kind of new here. Still gotta look at all the protocols here.
Okay. Court is now back in session. I'd like to hear from the princess, please. I believe you wanted to say something, miss?
Yes.
She can't.
You
just-
don't have to sit down. You're not being
She can't just-
interrogated. You may stand up in front of
She
the
can
podium.
sit if she likes. It's fine,
You
Mr.
can
Dan.
sit or you can stand.
I've got to
either
call 2 other witnesses still.
That's alright.
way. You're not being
Just wanted
interrogated.
to say regarding our friendship with Mr. Dungus, and I'm sure he will attest to this. We do play many pranks on each other. And every once
I
in a
prepared
while,
too
we'll
much, I
lock in
think.
the dungeon, and every once in a while he'll come over and he'll stand up on a hill and shoot at us as trank arrows. It's just how we are. It's how we express our friendship, isn't it, Ted?
Yep.
He's not
Action
happy.
to the point, sir. Well done.
Yep.
Did you have anything else to say, miss?
Yeah, that's all. Oh, except
Master
there were
Frodo.
4 dodos. I
Yes,
know
it
my
is.
father didn't quite care for them. No,
3 or
he
4, I
didn't care
don't think
enough
that's
to,
too big a deal, miss. Take a seat, please.
Yes, well, thank you.
Okay, can Mr. Ted, come forward, please.
I've got to call Faye forward too. What the fuck?
Please take your seat there.
This is the most unorthodox court hearing I've ever seen.
Okay, Mr. Ted, can you tell us in
What
your
the
own words what happened?
The
please,
fuck is
sir?
going on?
Alrighty, let me begin. So what happened was
He needs
there
to
was
say
that,
he feared
there
for
was
his
that
life.
day where the gods gave us all
Please
those
say
crazy
it.
things, all those dragons and them windows and whatnot. And during that day, I was chilling at the Butt Touch Kingdom, just hanging out, like we always do, just doing random junk. And then the next day, I somehow awoke there, and when I awoke there, the king, like he said, he was giving me a little tour, showing me around, and he opened the door to the little cage, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna check out what's in here. And then, of course, in there was 4 dodos. As
I
the
don't think they're
princess
gonna let me do my
has
cross
said.
examinations anymore. I was having too much fun.
And then when I was in that jail cell, he left me in there for about a good 5 minutes. And then, and I had to ask for food because I was starving in there. I had to say, come help, bring me food, help, help. And so finally, he came and brought me food, or Ken came and brought me food. And then the king came in, we were talking, and he's like, you better not shoot those dodos. And I was like, I'm gonna shoot those dodos. And he said, I don't care, in his king butt touch voice.
There we go.
And then,
I don't care.
and then I shot I shot one of them, and then they all came after me, and I had to kill them. So I mean, I guess they just had to die. Not gonna lie, I did kill them. I killed all 4 of them in cold blood. Left them sitting there in the jail cell. And that's what happened.
While Mr. Ted is seated, would anybody from the prosecution like to come forward?
Come on, guys, get up and
say anything.
Get
to
up.
him?
Get up and question him.
Would you, or may I?
I would happily.
Yes, okay, good,
Would
good.
you like to? I mean, I would happily.
Good. Let's have some fun with
Back
it.
to your questions,
Do you
I have
promise
one
to
as
tell
well.
the whole truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Oh my God, Dan.
Weren't you
You're,
supposed to say
you're
that
a
at the
little
beginning
late
to
there,
me?
Dan.
No, only whenever they're.
You're a little late for it. My word.
Oh, all right.
Oh my
that's right,
God.
Yeah.
Take
Okay,
your
cool.
seat,
Yeah,
please,
sure,
Dan.
buddy.
Better late than never.
Prosecution, have you come to an agreement which one of you is coming forward, please, sirs?
Mr. Bombati first, and then I shall ask a question.
Yes.
What?
Apparently, the chair
Go
will not
ahead.
let me leave. So.
They're both
Maybe
asking
your,
questions?
Permission, may
Your
I,
friend there
may I
can
extricate
just
him?
give you a little nudge.
Yes, please.
I'm fucking objecting
Little
that.
nudge. Did that fix it?
No.
Fucking
no,
Dad.
not. Tell you what, you go ahead. You go ahead, Tim. And I don't think it's fixed.
Oh,
anything.
Break
dear.
the chair. Break.
You might have to fall asleep.
Who is Mr. Bombaddy?
Can you
I
say
don't think
that
I've never
again?
met him before.
Okay, well, I shall ask my question first. If
Try to sit
someone
back
in the
down.
court could break the chair or something.
Can you sit back down?
Now you could probably knock him out.
Mr. Dungus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you good? No, I think it's this
Yeah,
chair.
what's
Do
up,
you
Tim?
swear, since you have now taken the vow of truth, do you swear what you told the court before taking the vow was truthful?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I would like to ask that knowing the friendly interactions we had in the past, and the pranks that were mutually performed between one another, such as locking each other in the dungeon and the shooting of with trank arrows, did you have reason to believe that we would not release you from that dungeon?
I mean, you guys probably would have released me after some time. I'm sure of that. You wouldn't leave me in there forever. I mean, I wouldn't do that to any of you guys.
Yes, well,
Ted!
that is my question.
Ted!
Murdered the dodos even though he knew he was ordered to get out.
Yeah, but the king's mad. I tell you, he let us.
How do I
he let
recover
me
from
in,
that?
Left me in there and Miss Faraday in there. The king came at us with the spider.
Oh. Oh no.
Miss Faraday in there.
Oh.
Miss Faraday.
I
was
have an
not in
idea.
there at the
I
time
have
of the
an
execution.
idea.
She was let into
To-
the
I-
into that dungeon you guys got down there, and the king chased her.
Okay, I
down
have an
the
idea.
walkway.
Fuck no. I'm not even objecting. I'm gonna let them fucking talk.
Dungeon with the
And was she not released? Did we have negative interactions with her?
I believe we did
I'm not. I'm taking the coward's way out.
The prosecution rests. Oh, well, I do anyway. It's Mr. Bombati. If you have questions, proceed.
I do.
Shit, Ted. Shit.
Mr.
Hey, Wally.
Tell me, have you ever been attacked by a dodo?
Yep, I have.
This is bad.
I was attacked by 3 of them one time.
Previous to the events of the day in question?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, when I was a little naked man running on those beaches, I found one of them eggs on the ground, picked it up, and a whole swarm of them came at me.
And what happened?
Scary.
Did you
They
kill
killed me.
those dodos?
No,
They
they
killed
got me.
Hmm.
Yeah, they got me. There was like 10 of them. It was crazy.
All right, Shorty.
So, would you say that maybe that event imprinted upon you to maybe hate dodos?
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I mean, I don't really like dodos too much, to be
I
honest.
should have objected that,
So
but
locked in that
just
cage
walk out.
with dodos who were not attacking you, correct? They were.
No,
they were
but
just,
they did not attack me. No, but they were making those horrible noises that they make. They're looking at me all funny.
So you unprovokingly killed the dodos, which is why we're in trial here today, good people of the court. Not to see if a man was locked in a cage or if two different households play pranks on each other. We are here
I'll let him finish.
to know if you killed the dodos.
I'm
And you
gonna
did.
need you to take this to
you
Miss
say you
Faye.
did kill them, is that correct?
Well, there's no question if he killed them or not.
Yeah, killed him. I did. I killed him in cold
believe-
blood.
Prosecution rests.
This is from His Honor.
A little less volume, please, Miss Dan.
Thank you.
Okay.
Here, by the
What the
way, Ted, hold on.
Trig, would you like to say anything while Mr. Dan is sitting down there?
Here's
sir?
your shovel.
Yes,
Just
yes,
go
I
ahead
would,
and
Your
dig your
Honor.
grave.
Excuse me, what did you
Very
just say?
funny, Dan.
What did you just say to my
Very
client?
fucking funny.
Make it a bit short, Ted. Might be zone.
What did you...
Yeah, you
No.
watch your back,
What did you
Dan.
just say to my client? Why don't you tell the whole courtroom what you just said?
I didn't say anything. Proceed.
No, do you not like my client? Why would you say that?
He just said. He just gave me that stone and said, "You better start digging your own grave." That's what he just said.
I wasn't
Say
aware
this
Dirty
prayer.
Dan was on trial. I thought we were on trial.
Now, Mr. Ted, if you want to come back up.
Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Yeah.
Or
Get back on.
order,
Get back
please.
on. Yeah.
Mr.
Okay,
Dan,
order.
take your seat, please, sir.
Let's go sit down.
Sorry.
Get away from my client. You little
I
creep.
can't.
Go
Chair is
sit
super
down.
glue.
You little creep.
That chair is super
Daniel.
glue. Proceed.
Maybe sit at the back.
Stalling.
He's intimidating my client. Go get away from him.
I'll go stand over here then.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Daniel.
you, Mr. Dan. Please proceed, Mr. Twig.
Thank you. Now, Ted, could you describe what the dungeon looked like where you were placed in by Julius over there?
Objection relevance, Your Honor.
Do you mean relevance?
Overruled. I'd
tell
like
you
to hear
about
this.
calling me that.
No weapons in the
Put
court.
no
please.
weapons in
Please
the
put
court.
Just
them
objects
down.
everything I say.
Hey, I gotta tell you
Go
something
ahead.
about this.
Oh my God, Dan.
It's very important.
Please.
Please find your seat, miss.
No. Do you have some thatch?
I don't know what I look like. Yeah, I guess I do.
I need to return the note back to the judge.
May we proceed, Daniel?
This is important court business. We're just gonna have to wait just a moment.
Sorry.
So, Ted, objection!
Next time,
Continue, please,
She's
Mr. Twig.
naked.
All right. Ted, could you explain what the dungeon looked like, the environment of the dungeon, which we were placed in by Julius over there?
Could I stand up and kind of demonstrate so it's a little bit easier for me to talk about it?
Uh,
I'm just gonna use that railing right there. I won't go anywhere.
That's
Go
Is
ahead,
that fine, Your Honor?
Your Honor, I would like that if he calls me by my name one more time, I'm gonna shoot him.
Please call him by the proper
Okay.
name, mister.
Please stick calm, ladies and gentlemen.
if I may just point out the hostility that the
Alrighty, so
kingdom
when
is
you,
showing towards us. Thank you.
I'm taking notes of everything. Don't you worry,
You
sir.
should not disrespect him.
Go ahead, Mr. Ted.
Okay, so this is the entrance. You walk in there, and then they got on both sides like this. They got a whole the metal railing on with the like little jail cells, and they got them going all the way down. They got a whole string of them, and the one that they put me in was the one that was right next to the door. That was like this one, and I walked in there, and that's where the dodos were located.
Okay, continue. Totally listening.
Yeah, and that's what the place looked like. And it was metal. It was damp. It was scary. It was dark.
Yes.
It was a terrible place. I don't even know why the princess would be keeping her dodos in there.
Yes, yes, that brings up some questions, doesn't it? Well, I believe earlier you said you were hungry when you got placed inside this dungeon. Is that correct?
Yeah, I sure was.
Ah, yes. So basically you were starving in a dungeon that the kingdom, your so-called friends, put you inside.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And you said it was
How
scary.
is any of this questioning relevant to the case? He said he killed the dodo.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Didn't
I'll
admit his
explain
guilt,
why.
So why are we wasting our time?
We're not here
I believe
to
he's trying to explain why he killed the dodos.
Yes, we all
Maybe
know
he has
that-
a legitimate reason, sir.
Yes.
You already said
Get
why.
on with it.
We know the dodos are dead. That's not what we're trying to prove. I don't know what you're trying to prove. I guess, good job, you proved the dodos are
I
dead.
don't know what you're trying to prove.
Well done, Kingdom. Shall we continue? Oh, maybe you should object me once
Continue.
more. Okay, should I say a word and be objected?
Speak to the man in the chair.
Yes, sorry.
Back to work.
So you said you were scared. Could you describe that feeling of being scared? What did it really mean to you? How did you feel when you were all alone inside of there with the dodos?
I felt like I should crawl up into a little ball, just hide in the corner, and then just start crying. Because let me tell you, it was terrible, absolutely terrible. And I was so hungry, my stomach was grumbling, and I was like, I need some dillo steaks right now. That's all I could think about.
Yes, yes, I think we can all agree that when you're hungry, the dillo steaks are quite tasty, isn't that right? Now,
That is correct.
Ted, I think you said a little bit earlier that dodos have killed you before. Is that correct?
They have. Yep.
Wait,
Did you ever fear for your life?
wait. No, Mr. Twig, sir. If they've killed him before, how is he there with us now, sir?
Oh, Tim
If
can
I
say
may.
that.
If I
You mean
may.
they injured him, sir?
Well, I believe he's the one that said they killed him before, and you didn't ask him that question.
I'll choose to believe that was a slip of the tongue, sir.
Well, okay, so you want me to not address what he said earlier about the killing?
Please step away from His Honor.
Yeah, please back
Please
away,
step
sir.
away.
Can we move
Very
on?
well.
It's a waste of my time.
The
We have an
gentleman was
execution.
Yeah, let's
Wow,
get
can-
this show on the road.
Can we get some order? No.
No.
Trying to get order now, sir.
No, you say no
Order.
to the judge.
Oh,
Is there anything else you need to bring forward, Mr. Twig?
Well, yes, I haven't quite addressed how the dodos made him feel. I think this is quite important.
It's not important.
Please
damn
hurry
it.
that out then, sir. Go ahead, sir.
All right, Ted. Now, you said dodos had injured you before. So how did it feel being trapped inside this dark, scary dungeon with the dodos? Did you ever fear for your life?
I sure did. Let me tell you, I sure did. I was not feeling one bit of comfortable
Done.
at all.
Thank you. That is all for Mr. Ted, Your Honor, but I do have one more witness.
find your seat.
Would you like me to call mine up? Or is there something else?
Oh, who do you want to call forward, sir?
This one here, Miss Fay.
Oh, yes, I'd love to hear what Miss Fay's got to say, sir.
Of course you would.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Miss Fay, if you'd like to take the seat.
Oh, I thank you, Odo.
It's no problem, miss.
Would you like the prosecution to speak to her first? Would you like me to?
I think you should go first, sir.
Very well.
And they may want to rebut what you say, sir.
All right. Miss Faye,
That is acceptable.
could you go over the events that happened on the day that we're talking about?
Yes, of course. So I awoke to Ted not being there next to me, which I thought was most unusual. I didn't come home at all like the previous
Run
night.
screaming. Oh, I should have brought a dodo.
And I announced that I was awake.
Lost cause.
No, we're merely partners. Modo, I'm still free for drinks after this, Modo. So,
No objection?
For a drink.
So,
I'm fucking trying to
I was
win.
awake over the radio, and that's when I was invited to the kingdom by the king himself. I went
This is
there,
gonna be
and I
good.
could hear Ted screaming for help at the top of his lungs. It was a horrible sound. Chilled me straight to the bone. As I approached the castle, I thought something was very odd. In fact, the king seemed rather too excitable in one of his rather mad moods. And then he beckoned me towards this new door that I'd never seen before. And
You
then,
devil, sir.
and when I didn't want to go in, he forced me to. He said I had to go in there, and I didn't want to, but you see, I thought he was my king, so I had no choice. He was most threatening. When I went in there, Ted was in the corner, looking very scared and sheepish, very hungry and very thin. And all around him was all
Objection, this has nothing to do with the case at hand.
This is so good.
Silence.
Wait,
Let Miss
when
Faye.
did you say
Yes!
There's feathers and blood everywhere. Didn't know what had happened.
This gets
I
good.
asked, and the king just laughed. He had a wicked laugh. And that's when I started backing away into the corner. Because I knew that I couldn't get out. And then he closed the dungeon door on me as well.
Sir Gallus,
And
just let
I
the
had
court
to
finish
scream
and I'll
for him
thank
to
you,
get
buddy. Thank you very much.
out. He said, you need to get out.
Thank
Fred.
you, man.
You need to get out. The king has gone mad. I started banging on the door, screaming for me to come out. You see, I don't like dungeons. I'm an elf. I like green open spaces. And then the worst thing happened that could have possibly ever happened.
What happened, Miss?
As this is a mockery of a case, I'm leaving.
Yes, he's leaving!
The king
Let him
got
leave.
spiders. And he chased me around the place with them. He backed me into the corner, and I was hungry, and I was cold, and I was scared, and he would not let me leave. And that's when he said,
This gets good. Was it leg? Is it lagging?
if he may now go. Luckily, I managed to sneak out past the spiders, and that's when me and Ted left.
He had spiders.
He
You
did.
don't like spiders.
He left.
I don't either, Mudo. They're terrifying.
You managed to get out okay though, Miss.
Yes.
Oh,
But I'm terrified now. I need someone to protect me and hold me close.
we'll have to talk about that later, Miss. Mr. Twig, was there any more questions from Miss Fayer?
No, I think what she said speaks for itself. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, would the prosecution like to talk to Miss Faye? No? Okay.
Yes.
Now I gotta get ready to make objections.
Go ahead then, sir.
No, he says, oh, okay.
Miss Faye, you say that Ted looked starved in the dungeon. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, yes, he looked like he had been hungry.
Yeah. The king says he was only in there for a couple of minutes. Ted says that he was in there for 5 minutes, regardless of the approximate time frame. Have you ever known someone to go from being slightly peckish to being life-threateningly starving in the span of
Yeah,
3
it's
minutes?
the whole structure's a little weird,
Yes,
Sir
of
Gallius.
course, if you not lived on this island.
I don't think within that time frame you will very much starve.
I don't think you know.
Miss Faye says
Ob-
that
objection.
that's what can
Objection.
happen. I believe her. Yeah, objection is there. I believe everything that she says is so. Do you have a point
Yeah.
there?
Yes,
Thank
well,
you, Modo.
the point is that he did not starve. He
I like
was
to call that
released.
the judge is biased against us. And it'd be
Order.
an
What?
unfair trial.
Objection.
No. We are totally
boy, he's back.
unbiased, sir.
What is the bailiff
then
doing?
what-
Attack the king!
Were those notes you two have been
Attack
passing
the
back and forth
king,
between
Dan!
you and Faye?
That was important court business, sir.
Then
Oh,
you
and
shouldn't
what
have
the
any
business,
issue
like,
with telling.
oh, I love you.
Order.
What
Order,
you
please.
had.
Julius.
Mr. Dan, shh.
Back off.
Oh wow, quite violent.
Back off.
Order.
Can we get a
Order.
little control here, please?
Listen,
Listen!
this is an open courtroom. Judge, you have nothing to hide. You should show them the notes. Tell them what they said.
No. This pertains to another case.
I just want to
can't
fucking
show
knock Dano right
anybody.
now.
This is a mockery
Yes.
trial,
No,
and I
it's-
render this moot.
No.
You should hold.
This is about
May I continue my line of
notes.
questioning?
Is prosecution finished?
Excuse me.
Oh my god, Dan.
Can I
Everyone
just say
quiet.
those notes were
believe
going
Hold on.
for my
Talking.
future case. Yes,
Then
those
you
notes
shouldn't
were-
have any issues
No,
by
'cause
presenting
it's,
them.
no,
It's a future case.
it's not a case,
I
is
lost
it
them.
yet?
Um,
It's not an open
Unfortunately,
case,
I
my
lost
case.
the notes.
Your Honor. Your Honor, I make a motion to hold the king in contempt of court. He keeps calling this a mockery and making fun of this judicial process.
Sir, listen, this whole thing's drawing to a close now, so please be silent. Let's just get this
Shame.
finished, sir.
May I continue my questioning, Your Honor?
A glorious mess. This is what I love. This is absolutely what I love. This is amazing.
Yes, and you also
Ninja.
called the king
Mizu,
terrified.
how's it going, my friend?
Is that right?
Judge
Yes.
already made
But
up
you
his
say-
mind.
But you say there was blood and feathers everywhere. Was
be
that not
quiet,
due
sir.
to Ted murdering the dodos?
That's not the point, though. We already know he killed the
Well, I don't
dodos.
think Ted had much choice. Once the king decides he wants entertainment, you have to give him that.
And he did not ask him to murder the dodos. That was Ted's decision entirely. Doing
Yeah,
does
but-
not allow you to escape from prison. Well, what do you think would possess him to do that?
This is the king. He is mad, as we all know.
Come on.
We have all seen.
Hold
his
her together,
madness.
Faye.
What entertains him, who knows? But as he has previously stated, he enjoys
She's the big guns.
taking the mick out of his friends. But maybe they're not friends at all. Just his play.
This is amazing, Miss Takamura. I'm having so much fun.
Is it not true that you have sworn your allegiance to the king? Why would you do that if the king is as mad as you say?
I did not realize how mad he was at the time. I was looking. for
Ted eats
friendship.
toes, end of court. I
was
thought
looking
about
for
it,
hope,
Falco.
And now that is in tatters.
But I wanted to play
as
along
I
with this.
realized that kingdom is nothing but pure madness.
Is it not also mad to shoot tranquilizer darts at the people of the kingdom?
Objection, Your
I
Honor.
think it was
Relevance.
really
Hello there.
That wasn't my voice.
Oh, don't you throw that shit at me.
Please explain the relevance, sir.
As we established
So,
before,
can I take a seat?
the good-natured pranking,
That wasn't my voice. I was too excited. Oh shit.
trank darting the people
I
of the
fucked my
kingdom.
voice up. That was me talking.
Imprisonment and tranking. Was that the words you just used that sentence, sir?
Yes, as we have already established earlier in
What
this
was that?
case.
Okay, I'll take that to mind.
That was a grenade.
Continue. Let's hurry this along now, please, sir.
We've won already. And now it's not me getting told to hurry up.
Oh, it's stuck on
Come on. What was that?
One moment.
I am. I'm having
We have
way
already
too much
established
fucking
that
fun.
Ted did in fact
Sir,
kill the
take a
dodos in
seat.
question. The prosecution rests.
Thank you,
Alright.
sir. Miss Faye, you sit wherever you like, miss.
Can I sit next to you?
Okay. Mr. King, I'd just like to ask one thing, actually, sir.
Get
A
away
little
from
earlier
them,
on.
John!
Dan, be
Step
quiet,
down.
please, sir.
Dan?
Step down,
Please
away
move
from
away,
the judge.
sir.
I'm doing my job.
What a
No one's
goofball.
supposed to be
He
up
told
here
her to
but you.
sit there.
You don't want to do
Please
that.
move along, Mr. Dan.
This is
Move
corrupt.
along, sir.
Are you in here, Ada?
Shame.
This case needs to
Shame.
be
You're
thrown
playing.
out. Shame. Shame on you. Your corruption.
Shame
Child
on you.
psychopath.
Sit down, Daniel.
I have
Daniel,
one
sit
question for
down.
the
Pretty
king
little,
there,
you
actually,
get
sir.
out of my face. This is all corrupt.
Mr. King, earlier on,
leaving, I
Ted
quit.
asked, he told us that when he threatened to shoot the dodo, sir, you
Just
said you
get
don't
ready,
care.
guys, if shit
Is that
goes
true,
south.
sir?
I'm stuck, apparently.
Fucking Dan. I'm going after him for hitting me with a club now, don't worry.
I'm stuck. Can someone unstuck
What'd I do with my beer can?
Yeah, if you
Well.
can answer the question, I'll
punch you.
sort that out for you, sir.
Sure.
Oh, excuse me.
See, I must
did
be
say
having
that.
an out-of-body experience, because I'm actually behind you, Ted.
Uh-oh.
I want to take off your hats. You don't want to get knocked out.
I'm also moving around, but according to other people, I'm
Toes for days, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there we go.
Dan's just salty Ted won. Did Dan really not want Ted to... Well, he probably didn't want me to
on the
win.
road. Come on, let's go. What the hell are you doing up there, Faye?
Sorry, I'll get down
Ted,
now.
Ted, what a... Shush. Did I tell
Okay,
you?
I believe we've heard of...
Alright, so am I being examined now?
He had one question for you.
Well, it's your question, sir, but you haven't answered it.
What was it?
Earlier on, Mr. Ted said that when he threatened to shoot the dodo, sir...
No,
you
Canadian.
told him, go ahead, you don't care. Is that true, sir?
He just said,
That's
I don't
irrelevant.
care.
At
That's all he
Faye?
said. He said,
Faye is
"I don't
I think
awesome.
that's
care."
pretty relevant, don't
She
you?
did 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's very irrelevant for the fact that he actually did do it.
You did, sir. Okay, then my final decision is made. Do
May I?
you have any
say one
final
last
words,
thing
Mr.
before
Twig?
the court?
You'll get your chance in a second, sir.
Did you... Sorry, did you ask me, Your Honor, if I had final words?
Just if you had any final words, Mr. Twig.
Yes, I do. I will try to keep it short and sweet. People of the court,
Okay, please do, sir.
Your Honor, I believe today we have shown that Mr. Dungus here did nothing wrong. He was placed in a terrible situation where he feared for his life from a kingdom of very, very rude people. You see, I believe they call lesser people plebs. I don't think I'm a pleb, and I don't think anyone else here is a pleb just because we're
I
not
call you
royalty.
peasants, not pleb. Get it
No.
right.
Oh, excuse me. Order.
I'll throw an order right into your face if you don't stop it.
Well, I believe I have shown that
Weapons in
Julius
court, please,
has
sir.
a temper as he's trying to attack me again, and he shot me. There we are. I rest my case.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Right, well, this is over. The
Alright,
court
let's chill
finds
out.
Mr. Ted innocent.
Yes!
Oh, Lord.
Ted lives.
Right.
Go be in my little box.
Oh boy,
This is corrupt.
King is raging.
Oh, come on.
Pardon me?
He's going after me.
Get out of here, Weaves.
Somebody shot Faye.
Alright, Miss Faye, we got you.
The king's after me. The king's after me.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yes!
No one.
Oh, shoot, the bird!
I just...
Oh my god, shit going down.
Now I can sue for assault? Yep.
Alright, everybody stop shooting each other. Just get out of here.
Bring the king away from here.
I honestly, I just want to sit here for the rest of the night and do fucking nothing.
I sleep for
Um,
days, I come back to this. What the hell is this about?
Have a safe flight, Julius.
Yes, yes, of course.
People didn't like the joke.